Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Garments are white goods that can be cleaned by laundering. The work of cleansing, usually with soap and water. Garments are white goods that can be cleaned by laundering. Workplace where clothes are washed and ironed. The erosive process of washing away soil or gravel by water, as from a roadway. From the house they watched the washout of their newly seeded lawn by the water. Make moist. The flow of air that is driven backwards by an aircraft propeller. Garments are white goods that can be cleaned by laundering. Cleanse with a cleaning agent, such as soap and water. Remove by the application of water or other liquid and soap or some other cleaning agent. He washed the dirt from his coat. The work of cleansing, usually with soap and water. Wash or flow against. Clean with some chemical process. The dry bed of an intermittent stream, as at the bottom of a canyon. A watercolor made by applying a series of monochrome washes one over the other. Cleanse one's body with soap and water. Admit to testing or proof. This silly excuse won't wash in traffic court. Any enterprise in which losses and gains cancel out. At the end of the year, the accounting department showed that it was a wash. Apply a thin coating of paint, metal, etc., to a thin coat of water-based paint. Be capable of being washed. Does this material wash? Form by erosion. The river washed a ravine into the mountainside. Move by or as if by water. The swollen river washed away the footbridge. Separate dirt or gravel from precious minerals. To cleanse itself or another animal by licking. The cat washes several times a day. Garments are white goods that can be cleaned by laundering. The work of cleansing, usually with soap and water. Dry goods for household use that are typically made of white cloth. Dry goods for household use that are typically made of white cloth. Large electrical home appliances, refrigerators or washing machines, etc., that are typically finished in white enamel. Provide with clothes or put clothes on. An article of clothing. Garments of the finest silk. Make uniform. Work the clay until it is soft. Perform as expected when applied. This old radio doesn't work anymore. Be employed. Is your husband working again? Applying the mind to learning and understanding a subject, especially by reading. Mastering a second language requires a lot of work. Have and exert influence or effect. The artist's work influenced the young painter. Make something, usually for a specific function. Cause to happen or to occur as a consequence. I cannot work a miracle. The occupation for which you are paid. A lot of people are out of work. Cause to work. He is working his servants hard. Find the solution to a problem or question, or understand the meaning of. This unpleasant situation isn't going to work itself out. A product produced or accomplished through the effort or activity or agency of a person or thing. It is not regarded as one of his more memorable works. Have an effect or outcome, often the one desired or expected. The voting process doesn't work as well as people thought. Use or manipulate to one's advantage. She knows how to work the system. Proceed along a path. Work one's way through the crowd. Prepare for crops. Shape, form, or improve a material. Work stone into tools. A place where work is done. He arrived at work early today. Cause to undergo fermentation. The vintner worked the wine in big oak vats. The total output of a writer or artist, or a substantial part of it. Picasso's work can be divided into periods. Give a workout to. My personal trainer works me hard. Go sour or spoil. The wine worked. Activity directed toward making or doing something. She checked several points needing further work. Arrive at a certain condition through repeated motion. The stitches of the hem worked loose after she wore the skirt many times. Behave in a certain way when handled. This dough does not work easily. Cause to operate or function. This pilot works the controls. Exert oneself by doing mental or physical work for a purpose or out of necessity. I will work hard to improve my grades. Gratify and charm, usually in order to influence. The political candidate worked the crowds. Move in an agitated manner. His fingers worked with tension. Move into or onto. Work the raisins into the dough. Operate in a certain place, area, or specialty. She works the nightclubs. Operate in or through. Physics, a manifestation of energy. The transfer of energy from one physical system to another expressed as the product of a force and the distance through which it moves a body in the direction of that force. Work equals force times distance. Proceed towards a goal or along a path or through an activity. Work your way through every problem or task. Provoke or excite. The rock musician worked the crowd of young girls into a frenzy. Wash off soap or remaining dirt. The removal of soap with clean water in the final stage of washing. Clean with some chemical process. Rinse one's mouth and throat with mouthwash. A liquid preparation used on wet hair to give it a tint. The act of giving a light tint to the hair. Washing lightly without soap. Make drunk, with alcoholic drinks. Leave as a guarantee in return for money. Washing something by allowing it to soak. Become drunk or drink excessively. Cover with liquid. Pour liquid onto. The process of becoming softened and saturated as a consequence of being immersed in water, or other liquid. A good soak put life back in the wagon. Fill, soak, or imbue totally. Soak the bandage with disinfectant. Rip off. Ask an unreasonable price. Beat severely. Heat a metal prior to working it. Submerge in a liquid. I soaked in the hot tub for an hour. Washing something by allowing it to soak. Extremely wet. Soaking wet. The process of becoming softened and saturated as a consequence of being immersed in water, or other liquid. The act of making something completely wet. The washing of dishes, etc. after a meal. The act of washing yourself, or another person. The act of washing dishes. The ritual washing of a priest's hands or of sacred vessels. The act of washing yourself, or another person. Immersing the body in water or sunshine. The act of washing dishes. Washing clothes and bed linens. The activity of washing windows. The removal of soap with clean water in the final stage of washing.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.